Welcome, everybody, to the
I'm Fat Podcast.
Snacks are best saved for later.
With Jay Zawoski.
That man ate all our shrimp and 2 plastic lobsters.
And Rick Camp.
Out the mist came a beast more stomach than man.
Welcome into another edition of the I'm Fat Podcast, brought to you by our sponsors, Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, Fredo's Culinary Kitchen, and Nick and Ivy Brewing. I am Rick Camp, no longer sounding like death, and alongside fellow fat Jay Zawoski.
Good job.
Yes, it is. It's been a challenge to get not sick in a week where it goes from snow to cold. It's really cold.
Yeah.
It will remain cold. So, yeah, it's been a week. There's been a lot of time inside, but you know what? These are the times where it's really great to be a fat.
It really is. We're going to start with the weather, but first we want to tell you about all of our stuff you need to do for us. I don't know. Make sure you follow us on social media at I'm Fat Pod, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. We've got the fan page on Facebook, I'm Fat Podcast Fans. Just look that up. YouTube, please go to our YouTube page, youtube.com/I'm Fat Podcast. New episodes drop on Tuesdays. So we give the podcast people the first day because they've been here since day one. And then for the rest of y'all who want to watch on YouTube, it's up there on Tuesdays. And we do encourage you to throw it on in the background somewhere if you're watching it so we can accrue those hours so we can start making some money off that bad boy. That would be very, very helpful. Speaking of that, I'mFatMerch.com. Lots of folks buying merch, which we appreciate. We've got our new Willie Nelson's Crap Your Pants Ranch design. We've got the Harrison Gord design, and, of course, all of our classic designs available there. I think I got everything. We do have a Patreon page, patreon.com/I'mFatPod. And, yeah, make sure you are subscribed on your favorite podcast app and leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. That would be greatly appreciated. But, yeah, I got to say, beyond even, like, fat guy stuff, I'm here for extreme weather. I think it's fun. It's a change in the routine. I know it's cold as balls. It's -5 for those of you that are not in Chicago, and that's without the wind chill. It's probably about -25 when that wind gusts, but it's a little inconvenient. My house is cold. But otherwise, I kind of enjoy when stuff like this happens. As long as my house stays warm and my heat stays on and all that stuff, I'm cool with it. Like, give me one of these once a year and I'm down.
Yeah, maybe once a year for like a couple days, that's it.
Yeah.
Because even just for us with old, small dogs,
yeah,
it's okay, they're wearing a sweatshirt, and then they're wearing a coat, and then we're putting on those like little foot things for them.
Do they walk like this when they have the...
No, they're okay with it. The thing that sucks is like when we were shoveling, we went in the backyard and tried to like give them like good 8 feet to be able to like go to the bathroom, move around a little bit, because they're not going to want to be outside very long anyway. But there wasn't quite enough to be able to like truly build that up height wise.
Yeah.
So of course these idiots are like, oh, this is a nice padded down area. Oh, look, not that. And go to like the back fence.
Of course.
And they haven't gotten to the point where they're like feet freeze and they're like, can't get back myself. A little help here yet. But like every time going out, it's a whole thing.
I got to say, Bailey has been impervious to the cold up until today. And then today he went outside. He's barely 1 year old, so he's still very much a puppy despite his, I think he's about 50 pounds now. But he goes bounding out in the snow. He loves the snow. But he was out there, and Hope told me, like, he went outside, was playing, and he just, like, stopped and, like, looked at Hope like, what's happening to my feet? and then he ran inside the house. Like, he didn't have the realization that, like, wait a minute, something is very wrong here. So, anyway, other than that, he's been enjoying it. And I got out a little bit today. I went to check on my parents, of course, as you do when they're old, and made a stop at the grocery store for them because my dad needed 4 green bananas. So I'm like, all right, Dad, to Mariano's I go. And Mariano's was so cold, I kept my gloves, my winter hat, and I have like a full-on, like in case of days like today, Eddie Bauer jacket. It's like kind of halfway up my thigh. Got like, it's like the Hoth Han Solo jacket. The thing probably weighs a good 10 pounds. Like if you held it out like this, it's a heavy jacket. Kept it on the entire time I was in Mariano's. And I felt bad. Like one of the cashiers was like just wearing a t-shirt. And he's just standing like this. I'm like, buddy,
Oh my God.
go find, there's got to be a sweatshirt somewhere here that you can wear. But yeah, it was freezing in the grocery store. So and it's always fun with my mom. She's like, looks like a beautiful day. I'm like, you've not been watching the news, have you? She's like, no, why? I'm like,
Nope.
It is -5. Oh, but there's no cloud in the sky. Yes, it's too cold for clouds.
Yes. Also, at least it means their house has, is pretty good when it comes to the old insulation.
Oh, their house was nice and toasty. I was like, oh, this is actually kind of nice. And if I hadn't spent a month here last week, a couple weeks ago, I would come back. But I was a little freaked out because my dad, like, for whatever reason, can't smell anything. Because, I don't know, whatever. And I walked in the other day and I'm like, it smells like gas in here. He's like, it does? I'm like, Dad, Jesus.
Oh, no.
The burner was on. I was like, you don't smell that at all? I was like, I walked in, I'm like, the gas is on. Something's wrong. Like, I'm like, no one move.
Yeah.
No one hit a light switch. I had to figure out where, oh my God, it was awful. So every time I open the door, I think a lot of people with elderly parents can kind of understand this. Like, you open the door and you're like, okay, what's it gonna be today?
Yeah.
So otherwise though, it's been good. So we found in-home care for them, which has been a total blessing. This woman Ruby is just great. My mom loves her, so that's been good. But it's always stressful. But yeah, cold. I'm here for it. Just like one more day though, then I'm done.
Yeah. Problem is, I think there's more than one more day scheduled of it, which is a problem.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
my fat ass has not left the house today. Yesterday, I left the house. Today, not once. Like, had friends in town yesterday, left, was driving at night, and it was kind of scary because there was someone that was had gotten in an accident and was faced the wrong way on 294 South.
Oh God.
So, yeah. So thankfully, like by the time I was getting there, they were getting pulled over to the side. But yeah,
they weren't driving the wrong way. They just had spun the wrong way or whatever.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, they had spun the wrong way.
Yikes.
So yeah, so that was scary. So if you're out there and you're driving, be smart. Even if you have a 4-wheel drive vehicle, don't drive like a dick. There were people driving like dicks. Like, we were in a car that had 4-wheel drive, and you know what I was doing? Still driving conservatively.
Yeah.
There was a guy that, like, I was going 60 because it was straight line, 4-wheel drive, nice, like it was a nicely plowed part of the highway. And this guy comes zooming around, had to be going at least 75, 80.
There's
and I'm
always
like,
one.
Sure. Yeah. If everything's fine, then cool. However, not like this.
Well, we were not the only fats feeling the cold yesterday. Our hero, our buddy, he was out there and he was feeling it, buddy. Andy Reid with the full-on frozen walrus mustache. Outstanding. And I was having it yesterday walking from the United Center to my car. If I went like in through my nose, you feel like all the hair in your nose freeze up.
Yep.
He had full walrus formation on his face yesterday.
Okay. What is the snow to snot ratio?
You know what? Although he's fat, I don't think he's a slob. So I think it is very little snot.
I don't even think that's a fat thing. I think that's just it's so goddamn cold thing.
Yeah, his nose running. I'm looking at this photo. I'm on like a bigger picture of it. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can see it, youtube.com/I'mFatPodcast. That looks like breathing in, like mouth breathing a little bit, and probably being on the headset and getting some refraction off the headset. So I'm going to say that's probably like 5% snot. I think Andy did a pretty good job of keeping himself clean.
I hope to God someone like tried to snap part of the mustache off.
The whole thing just like bink, just like removes.
Yep.
He puts it in like a cup, like dentures to thaw out. Yeah, dude.
That's great. You could not have paid me enough. Like I used to be outside during dumb weather, like in college and stuff for like, but I was in band or whatever. I was wearing a full uniform, that type of thing, still freezing my ass off. You could not have paid me enough to be in Kansas City.
Hell no. And like, look, now this is an old man thing. I think I've gotten less. I'm more sensitive to the cold than I've ever been, even as a fat guy.
Yeah.
If we're talking like 50 degrees at a Cubs game, I'm good. Like that's too long for not warm enough for me. And like, to sit out and like people were holding up signs like I'm cold. I want to hold up a sign, go home.
Right.
Like,
and then there are the idiots that are shirtless and whatever.
Of course.
Yeah.
But I think it was a Russ Tucker on the radio call last night who tweeted a photo from the radio booth, and the window doesn't open, but it was completely frosted over like a car windshield.
That's funny.
So good luck calling the game.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. So that was crazy. And like I saw the Taylor Swift skybox was completely like steamed over. It was wild. Well, once in your life. I did the Winter Classic, or not the Winter Classic, the stadium. I did do the Winter Classic. That was really freaking cold.
Me too.
But
I was there for the first one.
The stadium series, though, the one against the Penguins at Soldier Field, where it just snowed like crazy, that was probably the coldest I've ever been, because before that, me and Matt Abaticola did a 4-hour pregame show from the drive between Soldier Field and the Field Museum.
Yes, the wind tunnel.
The wind tunnel of Chicago. I was in pain. I was so cold. And like we're trying to I think the Blackhawks. Like it was just, we sounded awful. Like we couldn't even talk. It was a nightmare. But a cool experience nonetheless.
Yeah. So these are the times where some people look to the fats and be like, you know what? You got it better than us today.
We do. There's no doubt.
We got the extra layers.
Yeah, I will say this. When I was out, I was not in pain. I was uncomfortable. I saw people walk into that grocery store that looked like they were just going to fall down and lay down on the ground and die. They were, so I'm like, you're skinny. Who's laughing now, kale boy?
It's so bad, but yeah, there's no reason to go outside.
No.
I'm very happy I have Martin Luther King Day off for work, so that I'm not required to go outside unless I want to.
Yeah. Yeah, tomorrow we're supposed to have Nick Foligno from the Hawks on our show for the first official time. And as far as I know, we're still on, but they got to practice anyway, so I'm sure he'll be there. We're 2 blocks from practice, but fingers crossed that goes through. But hey, I was navigating the snow beautifully today in my Mazda CX-30 4-wheel drive. It's got the anti-lock brakes, cruising, no problems at all. Not driving like a dick, but driving safely, and felt well in control of my vehicle, even when I hit those parts of the road that were a little bit still iced over or snowed over. Love my CX-30. I got a 2015 CX-5 as well, both of which I bought from Mazda of Orland Park, 159th Street right there. Go to MazdaofOrlandPark.com. Not only can you get yourself a wonderful Mazda vehicle, you can also get outstanding service from the folks at Mazda of Orland Park. I've bought, in my life, 4 new cars, and 2 of them were from Mazda of Orland Park, 2 were from elsewhere, and I can tell you the service experience is not even comparable between the spots. So that's what separates. When you go buy a new car and you choose your dealership, it's not so much the price you're getting on the car. It's all kind of comparable. It's the service. It's the attention you get as a customer. And Eric Vates and his crew at Mazda of Orland Park, they take care of you. 8910 West 159th Street, 708-444-3200, MazdaofOrlandPark.com.
So I was out yesterday.
Yes.
And something that I meant to mention last week that was from New Year's, but that got brought back, was, you go to somebody's place and you're like, hey, do you want me to bring anything? And I was going over to Marty's, and I texted him just like, hey, you want me to bring anything? And I was like, we can bring the cannoli dip we did from New Year's. So we did.
Good move.
And dude, for someone like Sam that actually cooks and bakes a little, it takes like 10 minutes for her to do. And it tastes so freaking good. And I'm probably not breaking any news here, but like I can even just like run down the recipe real quick because it's that few amount of steps. So I figure this is good to do because the amount of effort for how good it is pretty fantastic.
Okay.
So, all right. So you need 15 ounces of ricotta that's drained.
Okay.
8 ounces of mascarpone. Cup and a quarter of powdered sugar sifted. Teaspoon and a half of vanilla extract. 3/4 cup mini semi-sweet chocolate chips or whatever type of chocolate chips you want.
Sure.
All you have to do, combine the ricotta and the mascarpone, add the powdered sugar and vanilla till it gets smooth, fold in the 2 tablespoons of chocolate chips, and yeah, you're pretty much done.
Fold in the cheese. What does that mean, fold in the cheese?
Oh,
It says fold it in.
it can't be stated any more plainly.
Yeah. I have had that before. It sounds amazing. And then what do you buy? Like, what is your vehicle for these?
So the first time we had a mix of just actual like cannoli shells that we broke up just to make them like nachos, and then some of the waffle cone.
Oh,
But the waffle cone's the move.
Hell
They're
yeah.
more sturdy. So this time around, instead of like getting cones, because we were at Target, all they had were like waffle bowls.
Oh.
So we got like a couple waffle bowls and did it that way, and it worked out perfect. It's such an easy thing to make. It's like a little different dessert, and I'm telling you, it just hits.
Yes. Cannoli dip is amazing. That's the best part of the cannoli, you know.
Yes.
The cream part. Yeah, that's great. Oh, man. That does sound kind of easy, and I think I've got that stuff.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
mean,
just like the only thing you need is like a mixer,
Got it.
but yeah, so then you're set.
Okay.
Because
Sounds good.
Yesterday afternoon, we were just kind of messing around because there's like nothing to do, so we're just doing
Congrats.
whatever. I sit at the table, and then Sam's like, "Oh, I should probably make the cannoli dip." Cool.
Is that what you call it?
And yes,
Making the cannoli dip?
yes, and then take your previous comment and add that to this context, and there you go.
See?
So yeah, and then like 10, 15 minutes later, she's like, "Okay, it's set." I'm like, "Oh wow, okay." I didn't realize didn't take that long.
I'll just let it go. No, it's fine.
Okay.
It's
I tried to tee you up.
It's almost too obvious.
I tried to tee you up.
I know you did. I appreciate it very much. That sounds really good. I'm trying to think. Hope's cousin Denise used to make this dip, and it might have been cannoli dip, but we would dip little tiny like graham cracker. They were like yay big, like little
Like
graham
Teddy
cracker
Grahams?
sticks. Yeah, almost like Teddy Grahams. And just
So we had Teddy Grahams there too as an option, and mini Chips Ahoy.
What did she call that? Cheesecake dip, maybe? I forget. Whatever it was awesome, and it sounds very similar, and I think I might try to make this week. I'll see how I do. I'm not the worst baker / cook in the world, but I'm also not. What makes me a good baker is I am extremely literal.
Yes.
If you give me a recipe, I'm going to follow it to a T. I will not stray. And I know with cooking, you're allowed to do that, but I'm just like, nope, this is the recipe. This is exactly what I need to do.
Yep.
So I'm kind of weird in that way, but it works well for baking.
All right. I'm going to text you this right now
Please do.
so that you have the recipe.
Yes, thank you. I'm going to do that. And by the way, while we're on the topic of, or we're on the topic anyway, of college football coaches, I did not know about Nick Saban and Oatmeal Creme Pies until this week.
Oh, yeah.
I had no idea. And I saw
Yeah.
the statue because apparently Nick Saban is dead, not just retiring.
Right.
There's like a
I mean, in
memorial.
Alabama, he might as well be. Yeah.
But at his memorial, even though he's not dead, for the record, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 boxes that I can count of oatmeal cream pies. Then there is the Alabama logo made of oatmeal cream pies. And then there's I believe I see a Sbarro pizza on there as well, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so, yeah.
I mean, congrats to Nick Saban. And what I loved, Lawrence Holmes sent me this video, and I loved it. He goes, having 2 oatmeal cream pies in the morning gives me something to look forward to when I wake up.
Yes.
That is a great philosophy.
You remember one of my favorite breakfast meals when we would be working together? The double-decker oatmeal cream pie that was in the company kitchen.
The double-decker is the king. And
it's so good.
They're not easy to find in stores, but that's all they had at Odyssey. That's why they're bankrupt.
No wonder they went bankrupt.
I knew it. I knew one of us would take it.
That's excellent.
No, but it was, and I feel most people there I love still, so
yeah,
I feel bad. But
Also,
they're fine. They'll be fine. The score is, I'll say this. I think the score is going to be fine.
the score will be perfectly fine.
Because they and BBM are basically, and have for a long time, been carrying the rest of the cluster. So
Yes.
live and local will live forever. That is my opinion on radio. And that ends Radio Corner with Jay and Rick.
Right.
But yeah, now just like talking about oatmeal cream pies, I have to have one.
And they're healthy because they're oatmeal.
Exactly. Can I Instacart myself one oatmeal cream pie?
I mean, you could.
Some poor bastard shows up at my door like,
Frozen.
here you go, Tubby.
Yep.
Tubby. Oh, yes, Tubby.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so great.
I was at the store today and I didn't get them. I must not have seen them. I was kind of like, I just want to get out of here because I'm so cold.
Sure.
You know what, though, the king, and I should have mentioned this in my CX-30 read, and I blew it in my Mazda of Orland Park read. The remote start, let's go. That has been a lifesaver this week.
It's so clutch.
It's awesome. And I've often forgot that I even have it. Like, on cold days, I'll get in the car like, damn, I should have started. Not this week.
Yep.
As soon as that second period horn ended, got up, picked up my phone, hit the remote start, got my jacket on, and walked to my car. It was probably running for 10 minutes before I got to it, and it was nice. It was a significant difference. So, yeah, get one of those on your Mazda you get.
One thing that I saw that from a place that there aren't a ton of anymore that I wish there were more of again. Might not be the week for it, but Cold Stone Creamery.
Just what everyone's
It's
thinking
so
about.
good. Yeah, right?
You know what, though? I do oddly get, sorry to interrupt you. I do get an odd taste for ice cream when it's cold.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm the only one who's like that, but I don't know, something about it.
Well, I mean, so I did something dumb this week that I won't disclose. However, one of my peace offering to Sam, even though I didn't need a peace offering, I wanted to do one anyway, was to go to Andy's Frozen Custard and get her favorite item from there and throw it in the freezer. And just be, when she got home, be like, hi, I come in peace and there is something in the freezer for you.
I didn't do anything wrong. The dogs are alive. However.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
So, no, I totally get that. But Cold Stone has a flavor of ice cream now that I would have never thought of.
Okay.
And maybe that's just me being dumb. Mike's Hot Honey Ice Cream.
No. Hard pass.
See, that's what I think.
Yeah.
And then they have like one of their like custom built or pre-built like sundae things for it, which is hot honey ice cream, brownie, pecans, and more of the hot honey itself on top of it. I think I'm out.
Yeah, I mean, here's what I'll say this. Like, Andy's knows what they're doing.
Sure.
And it's not going to be bad, but I'm just like, I'm one of those guys that's like, give me my dessert for dessert and my savory for dinner. And like, I get like, you throw a pretzel in there or a waffle cone to get like a little bit of saltiness to it.
Yeah, I don't need spicy in my ice cream.
Yes, I'm with you on that. And look, I'm like I said, I'm sure it's good, but for me with ice cream, like keep it simple, man. I need chocolate, vanilla, caramel, cookies. Like now and again, I'll go mint, like if I'm feeling frisky, but keep it simple. Or I'll go for a sorbet now and again, like a lemon or whatever. But nah, I don't need all that in my ice cream.
Yeah, the cookie Don't You Want Some is so good from Cold Stone that, like, I don't need anything else from them.
Yeah.
Like, that is my favorite. But actually, if I'm going to go away from, like, what you said, the staples, the cookie, brownie, caramel, hot fudge, whatever, it's going to be for, like, the raspberry chip from Graham's in Geneva.
Sure.
That is one of my favorite ice creams, period.
So here's the Cold Stone creation. For the love of hot honey, the ingredients are Mike's Hot Honey Ice Cream. So the ice cream is the flavor, like you said. Brownie, pecans, and Mike's Hot Honey. No. It's going to be a no for me, dog.
No. You know? No.
Yeah, I'm out. Good effort. Good job. Appreciate that. But even if it was honey flavored, I'd think about it. Like, okay,
sure.
Like it's going to be a little bit different, and I'm sure you can put some stuff in there. It's going to make it interesting, but hot honey? Nah.
No.
I'm out on that.
Not my thing.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I'm out on that for sure. I went to text Hope. I saw the cannoli dip recipe. I'm like, oh, Hope's listening. Nope, that was you.
Yep.
All right, I tried a place, by the way, and I know you've mentioned it before on this show.
Okay.
And somehow it was the highlight of last week. And when I talked about going to the Wolves game, I completely forgot we went here. TacoMaya, which is a chain Mexican restaurant. So there's one in the South Loop on 823 South State. There's one on River North, 22 West Ohio, Logan Square, 2529 North Milwaukee, Lakeview, 3053 North Ashland. There's a bunch of these. Butterfield Road and Downers Grove. Yep.
Yeah.
1400A Butterfield Road. And then the one I went to is 784 Mannheim Road in Rosemont. So I didn't know what to expect. Our friends had gone here after, I don't remember why we were in Rosemont, but we went to Athletes Unlimited. That's right. And our friends went to TacoMaya for lunch and talked about like how good it was and yada yada. So when we went here, I thought we were going to like a sit down place, you know, with servers and stuff, but it's more of a, you walk up, you place your order, and they bring it to you. But holy hell, they brought out these not like chips and salsa, but the chips had like a Dorito seasoning on it.
Yes.
And the salsa was great, and they also had a salsa bar. So like along the wall, there's like a canopied ice cold bar with like probably 7 or 8 different salsas. They had margaritas that were fantastic. I was blown away by how good the food was here. It was really good. And so, again, it's not like a sit-down place, but it's not like a Chipotle or Qdoba. It's somewhere a little bit. I'm trying to get, what would you compare that to in terms of like the ordering and dining experience? It is, I would still call it fast food, wouldn't you?
I mean, it definitely doesn't have a drive-through. So for those that, I think it's in the fast casual realm.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah.
Because, yeah, like when I went there, so here's the story of me going there and being able to read properly. They have, I was told by our friend Brett that, hey, this place has $1 Taco Mondays. So we're like, awesome, great. We go in there. It is $1 Taco Monday. Oh. And it is their vegetarian one, which is like it was like more of a potato-y.
Oh, okay.
One, which was pretty good, but the other, shockingly, I think the ones that had meat in them were better. Like that chorizo taco they had, very good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like it. It's not the cheapest place in the world, but it is a very good option if you're either in a bit of a time crunch or just you want some solid Mexican food. Like, I was happy with it.
The quality was really good. I was impressed by the quality.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And the chips and salsa with the salsa bar. We also had
really good.
We had horchata, which was great. Like everything we had was good. The kids loved it. We loved it. I just had a quesadilla because I had a huge dinner before that, and I was just like not super hungry, but I just wanted something. And I'm like, all right, well, let's have this, and me and Addie will split it or whatever. And that was
Yeah.
great, but I sampled some other stuff, and it was terrific. And those chips and salsa are killer. That with that little, like, I don't know, it's probably not Dorito, but you know what I mean. It's like a tahini or like a chili lime something that was just awesome. So TacoMaya, there's a bunch of them. I went to the one on Manheim and Rosemont, but I'm sure they're all very, very similar. I liked it so much, Rick, that I even looked up what would it cost to open a franchise?
Really?
Because a place like that would kill in Homewood. Oh my God. Like, we've got some good Mexican places. Like, we got Burrito Express, which is like your traditional, go get a burrito, really, really good. And we've got Riviera Tacos, which was Vita Tacos, and I think it might be back to Vita Tacos now. And that's really good. But anytime a business keeps changing, you're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And for me, I confess, it's kind of out of sight, out of mind, because I don't really drive by it very often.
Sure.
I'm going to be, though, because that Bergstein's deli that's in, would that be the Heights, probably?
Dat Bergstein.
It's moving right next door. So
okay.
I'm going to have a nice Jewish deli right by my house. It's going to be awesome.
Nice.
So, but yeah, a TacoMaya, a place like that would kill. And the other thing, by the way, it should be open soon. I think probably by the summer. Juice World, the late hip hop artist. He is an HF student, was an HF student. And in his memory, his parents are opening a brewery, right in downtown Homewood. It is huge and it looks awesome.
Nice.
So, they tore down this old place called Bogart's, which had, fallen into disrepair. It was closed forever. They bought the land, leveled it, and now they built this giant brewery right in downtown Homewood, and it should be open by the spring or fall, or summer. So, I can't wait. I hope it's good.
That's cool.
I hope it's good. I guess they've hired, Juice WRLD's parents have all hired, the best restaurant people in the area to run it and launch it and everything. So, knocking on wood, it's another awesome Homewood place because we got Lassen's, we got a bunch of great stuff, but another one like that would be killer.
That would be cool. Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
To keep on the Mexican food theme a little bit.
Sure.
Taco Bell is adding to their Cravings menu.
Ooh.
So, just looking at what we have here, 6 additions to the Cravings menu. The double stack taco for $1.99. The stacker.
Wait. The double
What?
stack taco?
Yeah.
Oh, it's cheese, not
Crunchy
beans.
shell. Yeah, crunchy taco shell filled with seasoned beef, lettuce, cheddar cheese, and fiesta strips wrapped in a soft tortilla with nacho cheese sauce.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. That might be a contender for the new one.
Yeah. And at $1.99,
Yes.
it's what it's listed as. Yes. Excuse me. That one snuck up on me. I've been good about the mute button the last couple episodes.
You've been killing it.
The next one's the stacker,
Okay.
which is $2.19. Seasoned beef, 3 cheese blend, nacho cheese folded up into a tortilla. This all sounds very familiar, like every other item. The cheesy double beef burrito,
All right.
$2.79. The 3 cheese chicken flatbread melt, $2.29. A chicken enchilada burrito, $2.49, and the loaded beef nachos for $2.99. I think these are promising.
These are all promising. Yeah. Have you had any of those potato items there?
I have not.
Yeah, they're real good. The cheesy fiesta potatoes are great. Just all it is a big bowl of potatoes and cheese, and if you want sour cream, delightful. I'm in. I'm trying that double-decker-esque one. Because you throw in those fiesta strips, and that's a game changer.
They've jacked up the price on all the standards that everybody gets, so they got to give us something.
And I believe they had the double-decker for December, but I think it's gone again. I'm pretty sure. I got to double-check that, and maybe someone could let us know. I'm fatpod@gmail.com. But as I was looking at the menu as you were reading it, I typed in double-decker, and no results came up. So we'll have to see.
Okay.
I got a fast food thought for you, too. But first, I want to tell you about not fast food, great food. It's pretty fast, but not fast. Fredo's Culinary Kitchen. Woohoo. Buddy. 628 South Roselle Road in Schaumburg. Fredo'sPizza.com. Fredo'sBakery.com. Follow them on Instagram at Fredo's Pizza. This is the home of the I'm Fat Burger, the I'm Fat Grilled Cheese, the I'm Fat Pizza. We've talked about those for years. It's the the barbecue and all the delicious stuff on there. Rick's favorite
Mac and
barbecue sauce on
cheese.
earth. Yes. The whiskey, was it the Whiskey River?
Whiskey barbecue sauce.
Whiskey barbecue sauce. Yes, it is great, and it's sweet and spicy and perfect. But everything at Fredo's clicks that box of perfect. Whether you're looking for a burger, tenders, mozzarella sticks, which are huge and delicious and homemade and handmade, everything there is fantastic. And of course, you go to FredosBakery.com, get the best brownies or cookies on the planet. That is no lie. That is an I'm Fat Podcast guarantee. Head to FredosPizza.com, place yourself an online order, use the code I'm Fat. You'll save 10% every time you place an order on FredosPizza.com. So take advantage of that 10%. The more you go, the more you save. And it lets them know that you are hearing about them from us, which is very helpful for us as well. We love Michael and everybody out there at Fredo's and their continued support of the I'm Fat Podcast here in 2024. So go support them because they deserve it. It's a great business with great food. Again, you want to talk about value, like a ton of food for a little bit of money. Fredo's is the place to go, especially when you throw that extra 10% in there at FredosPizza.com. So we had a realization over the holidays that Addie has never had Burger King.
Wow.
Which is like, you can kind of understand it. Like the one that's near us is, again, a little bit off our beaten path. Like we either go south of it or north of it. We never really go past it. And, you know, it's not a place that we frequent. I probably go, once I stopped going in the Pedway, which I would usually go once a week when I was at Odyssey when they opened.
Yeah.
Maybe once or twice a year till I go to Burger King.
Yeah, it's almost like on the White Castle plan.
A little bit. So I had that in mind, and I kept telling myself, like, yeah, you know, I want to get Burger King again. I'm starting to get the taste. So drove through last night. I got myself a double Whopper, and then I got the, they call it the half-seas, which is half fries and half onion rings, and you can get that in the meal. I got to say, man, maybe it just hit right last night. Maybe it's because I haven't had it in a while. It was fantastic. The burger was delicious. Like, it's not like no one's ever had Burger King, but like flame broiled. The cheese was melted. The burger was hot, like fresh made hot. The fries were crispy. The onion rings were good. Everything was great. I was really kind of like, wait a minute. Is Burger King back on the map? And then I realized, that was $16.
Yeah.
That was kind of but you know what though? I think Wendy's is even more expensive than Burger King. And I don't stop from going there.
True.
And
you know what? Like that, I think I said it before. Burger King burgers are infinitely better than McDonald's burgers.
Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt.
Yeah. Like, it's no comparison. Anyone, like people who go to McDonald's, I'm assuming they're going for either just coffee or for nuggets.
I would say if I go 100 times, 95 times it's nuggets.
Yeah. Like, no one should be going for their burgers.
No.
The burgers just aren't very good. They're of the three major fast food brands around here, like their burgers are third by a country mile.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I will say now and again, I can get 2 McDoubles for like $5 and it's good and it's fast and it's fine. But Wendy's is better. Burger King is better for a burger for sure. And I could probably argue they probably got better chicken too. I like McNuggets better than those two places, Nuggets. But in terms of like chicken sandwiches, Wendy's chicken
Burger
sandwich
King,
is amazing.
Oh, it's fantastic. Like, now Burger King's kind of punted on the nuggets forever.
Yeah, they're just kind of air-filled pockets.
Yeah, and at least they're super cheap. So they don't even try and BS you that way. It's like, you want 20 nuggets for $2? It's like, I don't know about that.
I mean, not really, but okay.
Sure.
Yeah, when you put it that way. No, but I was impressed. It was better, and I think I will try it more often now than I usually do. I got to say, by the way, I went to Wendy's a couple weeks ago. I forgot to mention this. And I got like a spicy chicken sandwich, and I was like eating it on the way to work, which is dangerous, I know, but I'm fat, so I'm good at it. And I like drove probably 5 or 6 miles. I'm like, all right, I got some open roads. So I'm going to unwrap this thing. Took a bite, and there must have been like a pocket of fryer grease like trapped in the sandwich. And I took a bite and it was like, I like turned into Freddy Krueger. I swear to God. It was probably like 5 or 6 minutes after I left too. Oh my God. It was the hottest thing ever. I mean, I finished it. I use the other half of my tongue to finish it.
Yeah, let's not get it twisted. Like, the goal was accomplished.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
But yeah, I'm very pleased by how my Burger King experience went.
Okay, I feel better because like low key, I've kind of always thought Burger King is better than McDonald's. Like McDonald's fries are way better.
Yeah,
I think Burger King's fries are nowhere near as good, but I also think they're better than the reputation that they have.
Yeah,
like they have a newer seasoning that they put on them that I think is good. It's not just salt. It's like salt and something to give it a little kick. So I think that's good for their fries. But yeah, like I think Burger King's a little bit underrated overall, which, you know, the overall rating right now can't get much lower. So it's hard for it to be worse than the reputation. So yeah, if it's been a minute, give Burger King another try.
yeah. All right, Rick, I got one more thing to get to before we get to Ask a Fats, and it's kind of embarrassing, so bear with me. But first, we want to tell you about our friends at Nick and Ivy Brewing Company in beautiful, historic downtown Lockport. I bet Lockport today is very pretty with the snow and the ice, and it's a very cool place. If you've never been, take a little day trip out to Lockport, and when you're there, visit our friends at Nick and Ivy, a small family-owned, brewery-owned, and operated by Paul and Chrissy. Great people. Neighborhood folks who are committed to the community and, more importantly, well, equally as importantly, committed to making awesome beer for you. So head on out there and try anything from their traditional European beers to all the modern styles that people are falling in love with. Nick and Ivy's different. If you're into craft beers, at Nick and Ivy, you're also allowed to be into sports. It's okay. They're not going to be like, you're here for the sports ball game? Oh, the football team got a home run. Very funny. I get it. You don't like sports. You know, it's fine. You can like craft beer and sports. It's okay. Nick and Ivy, they let it happen. And guess what? If you're not into sports, every week they've got live music. Every Tuesday there's an open mic. Every Friday and Saturday, live acts come and play their stage. There's something for everybody there in terms of beer, in terms of entertainment, in terms of fun. But the best part is the neighborhood feel. You walk into Nick and Ivy, you feel like it's your bar, it's your brewery, it's your place to be, and they let you bring in food from any of the great local places nearby. We recommend Taco Heaven across the street, absolutely fantastic, but there's tons of great food in the Lockport, Romeoville area, so check it out. Nick and Ivy Brewing on Facebook and Instagram. NickIvyBrewing.com is the website. Check them out. Again, 1026 South State Street in Lockport. Okay, so yesterday, during the first intermission of the Hawks game, this was Saturday for those listening on the podcast, the GM Kyle Davidson did his check-in, like mid-season check-in, and just said, hey, we're going to be up in the media area, so everybody get together and come and we'll chat. So anytime people talk, we want to play it on the post-game show, so I'm there with my phone like this, right? So I'm filming Kyle Davidson like this, and I'm just holding my arm.
Yeah, the phone is horizontal. You are holding it with like your index finger and
my thumb. Yeah, okay. And my other hand's got a microphone. So I'm holding a microphone out like this.
Ugh.
5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And I'm like, oh my God, my arm's getting tired. So we finish, and I hit stop on my little record, and I put my arm down, and I was like, I seriously grabbed at my shoulder, like right here, right in the middle of your shoulder. It was like the worst pinched nerve ever. I had to go back to my computer and like hold my arm down like it was dead. And finally I got home and I told Hope, like, I hurt myself holding a camera. And she's like, you are old as shit. And I had to put BioFreeze on it. I had to spray my arm with BioFreeze last night. It's fine now. I'm good. But I was like, did I seriously injure myself holding a phone? Like, how fat do you have to be? See, now, I got to ask you, Rick, is this fat or is this old? Or is it both?
I mean, why not? Why not both? Like, it's probably that but I hear that and I think old
Yeah,
more than I think fat.
I think you're right. Yeah, I mean, it got tough, you know. Like, I started feeling weak, and at one point, I think I put my elbow on the table for a second. But
Did you try to like rotate out, like, okay, take out the index finger, put the middle finger on there or something like that? Like try and keep.
It wasn't making a huge difference, and I wanted to switch hands, but I had the microphone, and the microphone I couldn't just lay flat on the table.
Sure.
So I had to like, here, I got this. I'll show you. I got a new mic for Christmas. This Rode
By
mic.
the way. Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that's not
Fancy.
big, but it's like a boom. So it's directional.
Sure.
Because my problem in the locker room was I would film my phone at people, and then the conversation
but
over here and over here would get picked
Exactly.
up. So this goes right direct. So I was holding it and the camera. There was one point where I adjust my hand, you could see the camera come into the microphone come into the picture for a second, but
Now hold on. Where were Greg and Mario for this?
well, so it was a scrum. So we all just kind
Yeah.
of like we strategically kind of all like stood in certain spots, and he's like, "I'm going to go right here," and I just turned around and I was right in front of him. I mean, I was as close to him as I am to my computer. I could like reach over and punch him if I wanted to. I didn't. I like him, but he was like an arm's reach from me.
Yeah.
So it worked out well in that regard. But they were there too, trying to get questions in. It was kind of a weird way to do it. We're like,
Yeah.
because you've been to the press box at the United Center, right?
Yeah.
So like it's that whole like where all the food is. He's like went,
Yeah, like where the
back
popcorn machine is,
Yes,
like that thing.
It was like that room, and there were like 15 of us all gathered around, trying to ask him questions and stuff. So yeah, I definitely hurt my shoulder holding a camera because I am both fat and old, which is it's really a great combo. Let me tell you.
I can only imagine. I'm rapidly approaching it.
Well, you're only one of those two things so far, so that's good.
Right.
All right, let's get to Ask a Fats, and we'll wrap this bad boy up.
Bless me, Father, for I've sinned. It's been 1 week since my last confession.
Okay, my son. What is your confession?
I'm fat.
Ask a Fat is brought to you by our buddy Charlie the Bacon Guy, and here he is with this week's Bacon Report.
Thanks, Jay. This week we have maple pepper, rosemary, cherry Dr. Pepper, ranch, beer, chorizo, Old Bay, jardinera, French toast, and applewood smoked bacon. Bacon jams are the original, the bourbon, the peach bourbon, and the spicy. Don't forget about the merch sale that's going on this week on the website, charliethebaconguy.com. With the promo code of MERCH20, you'll get 20% off all merchandise items. That is good through the end of the month, January 2024. Keep those orders coming. Making all these fun flavors is super fun for me. For the Bacon Report, I'm Charlie the Bacon Guy.
There it is. There's the Bacon Report. There's all the info you need, but I'm going to take you over to charliethebaconguy.com so you can see exactly what we're looking at in terms of merch. Use that code MERCH20. I've got the red hat on right here. Rocking it right now. Love it. Very
The
comfortable.
only type of red hat Jay wears these days.
That's right. That's the snapback ball cap. Mine is snapback. The knit caps are awesome. They're super warm.
Dude, I wore mine out to shovel.
Yeah, the knit caps are great and they're toasty. They're fantastic. So, and I'm going through here. You're looking at the bacon archive here. This is the bacon jam vault. All the ones he's made before. You also have the bacon vault of all the old flavors there and all the things that are currently available. So head over to charliethebaconguy.com. Peruse all the great bacon jams, and merch. And again, use that code MERCH20 to save 20% on all Charlie the Bacon Guy merch. And I will say, something new we're going to try here on the show. Charlie hit us up with this today. Emailer of the month gets a Charlie the Bacon Guy bacon pack. So make
Like
sure. How about not just emailer or voicemailer of the month. So email us, imfatpod@gmail.com. Voicemail us 708-858-3314. We'll choose one winner a month. We'll kind of make note of, all right, which was the best one today. We'll throw it in a hopper, and then we'll revisit at the end of the month.
The hopper. The hopper.
The hopper, babe.
Remember that commercial?
No.
It was like, I think it was when there was like 7 million different TiVos.
Oh.
I think the hopper was one of them, and they just had a bunch of people with like Boston accents.
I don't remember that one. That sounds up my alley. Yeah, I'll go back to the YouTubes and look it up. And then I'll smash the like button on youtube.com/I'mFatPodcast.
Absolutely.
So yeah, get your normal emails, voicemails in, and we'll choose one at the end of the month, and you'll win a bacon prize pack from Charlie, the Bacon Guy. We got a pair of questions today. We got one from PMac, and Bartlett says, "Hey Fats, the wife and I like to munch on some appetizers this time of year during the NFL playoff games. Yesterday we had some Nathan's onion rings and some TGI Fridays potato skins. Both were great. Do you have any brand specific apps that you can share to the fat masses?"
I'm assuming we're talking like frozen whatever.
Yeah. Top of my head, the Mariano / Kroger pizza rolls, in my mind, are superior to Totino's.
Yes, we did this as a thing a long time ago.
Yes, and I do like the Jose Olay line of Mexican delights. Maybe they're the mini chicken tacos or the taquitos. And there's also a company called Deli Mex, which is good frozen Mexican appetizers.
That, or if you don't want to do pizza rolls, but you maybe want to cut French bread pizza into sections and pieces, the Red Baron 5 cheese and garlic is so good.
Oh, that sounds good. 5 cheese garlic.
Oh, it's incredible.
Okay.
I will take that for the French bread pizza. I will take that over a traditional style pizza on the French bread every time.
Damn. All right. I got to pick that up next time I'm shopping.
And you can fit that in an air fryer very easily.
Ah, see? Look at you knowing stuff. Nice. Yeah. I love App Day, though. Enough. We usually do that for like the first Bears game or any national championship or Super Bowl. We'll get some apps together and do it up that way. But yeah, I'm a big fan of any sort of the pocketed foods, like pizza rolls, or even like the bagel bites are great. That sort of stuff. I'm here for it all day. I love App Day.
Yeah. All right, this one is from Juan. What's a food worth taking a road trip for? Like, for instance, if you don't live in Chicago, deep dish pizza, or going to Philly for a cheesesteak. And Jay, if you moved out of state, how many Los Angeles road trips would you take a year?
It depends on how far I lived. If I was local, like Michigan, Wisconsin, I'd probably come
20
a few times a year. Yeah. See, this is a hard question because basically we can find anything we want in Chicago.
Right. We're spoiled.
Yeah, we are very spoiled. Like there's nothing that I'm like, man, I could really go for this and not get it elsewhere.
I mean, a couple things that popped into my head were like the beignets in New Orleans, Cafe Du Monde. Like those are fantastic.
Like things you have to try when you're in that locale.
Yes. And I need to get to Texas and have brisket. I just do.
Yeah.
I've had fantastic brisket, but I trust when people like Layla Rahimi tell me there's great versions here, but it's just different down there.
Yeah, that's true. The problem is would I make a trip specifically for a food item?
Well, we know my answer if it's barbecue.
Yes. No, you'll wait outside instead.
I might not just travel. I might sit out there for a while and wait.
Yeah. You got to, by the way, if you ever get to Nashville, try that peg leg porker. That's a place that Charlie told us about before the draft. And it delivered on it was so freaking good.
By the way.
Yeah. Ah, see?
I'm wearing a Nashville shirt.
What are the odds?
When my mom and my brother went there, they got me a Nashville shirt. So
have you been?
And even though I haven't, the only time I was in Nashville was 2001 preseason.
Okay.
For the Bears. The Bears played in Tennessee. My mom's best friend lives like 40 minutes outside of Nashville. Her husband took myself and my brother Casey, to the Bears-Titans preseason game. The Bears kicked ass and the Titans were supposed to be really, really good. And they're like, well, at least you got us this time. I'm like, yep, we're probably not going to be very good. And then the Bears somehow were 13-3.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Hugh Douglas is still a jerk.
That's true. I got to say, Nashville has jumped the shark a bit.
Yeah.
It's gotten a little too popular. And it's chaotic. Like, they handled the draft well, and I think a lot of people, of course, a lot of people came for the draft, the NHL draft I'm talking about last June.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people stayed away because of the draft too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
one thing, and maybe it's just because of the identity of what Nashville is versus a place like Denver. Like Denver popped, but I don't think it ever jumped the shark that way
no.
where Nashville did. But Denver, I feel like, is much more popular to live in and like make your life in, where Nashville has popped in terms of as a more touristy destination.
I mean, it is growing huge. Like a lot of people are moving to Nashville, like a lot of younger people. But I think it's probably gotten to the point of no return. Like they're not voting for any infrastructure, so there's like no public transportation. Like it's kind of a nightmare.
Oh.
So I think people are gonna bail or change their minds soon. I think it maybe had its. The locals are like, get out of here. You know.
Well, the only reason I know, like my mom's friend is like, hey, it's okay because we're far enough away, but they're still close enough to where the property values are just whoop,
Yeah.
they are straight up.
Yeah, no, people. We were there. I don't remember how long ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, pre-COVID, and the cab driver said it's growing by 100 people a day.
Wow.
I mean, that's a lot. It's not a huge city. You know what I mean? Like that's a lot. You know. So I loved it. Like that used to be our go-to vacation spot, but now it's become a little too crazy. But if you're ever down there, Peg Leg Porker, it's off the strip. So, but it's a place you probably want to get there probably a little bit before normal dining hours because it becomes great. Like we got there maybe around like 4:45, and then by the time we were in line, there were like 60 people behind us.
Wow.
So we got there right in time. But there's a lot of good food down there. There's no doubt. But I'm trying to think of other like
if I was into seafood, like getting to the East Coast for or West Coast for seafood would be a thing for me, but I don't know. I just haven't been able to get into it at all.
You can do that up in Wisconsin too. You can get some good seafood.
Okay.
Like Door County's got good seafood. I mean, anywhere with water is gonna have good fish. So, the one place I was actually talking to Hope today. We're going to Disney. We're leaving 2 weeks from today for Disney. But I said to Hope,
nice.
like, I would love to take a weekend trip to Door County because that Wickman house that I talked about after our last trip, they're closing on Valentine's Day. It's going to be their last day open forever. So I'm like, man, I would love to get, like, that's a place worthy of a road trip for me. I would just make it, go there, have dinner, spend the night somewhere, spend a day in Door County, and come home. I would love to do that. But with a quite expensive Disney trip on the horizon, I probably won't be doing that. Although this time of year in Door County is my favorite. I love winter in Door County. It's so pretty. Maybe I'll run into Mike McCarthy because chances are he'll be there.
Yeah.
Don't have shit else to do right now. Is he fired yet?
I haven't seen anything. I'll probably wait till, tomorrow, maybe Tuesday.
That's thoughtful of them. Yeah, God, I knew that was going to happen, dude. I'm so pissed.
Yeah.
They got a quarterback again.
Yeah, Packers got some dudes. Whatever.
Never ends. Have you ever thought about changing loyalties?
Yeah. Actually, a few years ago, when I was working Lawrence's show, or was it when I was working Lawrence's show? No, it was when I was working with you, and Herb was still working Lawrence's show, and they said, screw it, Wheel of Fandom, and you could choose. And I got the Rams, and that was right before they won a Super Bowl.
I feel like if I was, here's my thing. If I ever got to the point where I was fed up with the team, I would shift to the rival. Like, I feel like this is for a lot of things. Like, if I
could never root for the Twins.
Yeah, that's fair. But, like, I would say this. Big Notre Dame fan that hates Michigan, I would change to Michigan. Lifelong Blackhawks fan, if I ever was like, fuck this, I'm done with the Hawks, Detroit. Yeah. Even though it's the biggest rival. If I ever pull up stakes on the Bears, Green Bay immediately. Because it's like, you've got so many for so long, like, here's the team that is constantly kicking your ass. that's embarrassing you after you who's doing everything right all the time. It's like, why would I just not go there and save myself the misery? You know?
True.
I'm not there yet. To me, there's nothing more exciting than good bears. It's so rare.
Yeah.
But when they're good, it's like, hell, like it unites everybody.
Yeah. I'm real close with the White Sox, although as sad as it is, I may just be like, you know what? Baseball's my third sport right now anyway, so I'll just like watch what's good and just have fun with it. That's kind of what I did this past year too. The White Sox told me real early, don't care about us, and I obliged.
Yeah, they're good at that, man. It's not even, at this point, I'm not even like Cub fan talking shit. It's like, I just feel bad.
You don't have to. Yeah.
Ugh.
Whatever.
Anyway. All right, let's wrap it up.
Okay. Last sip to make sure I don't have a coughing fit during that.
You got it.
Follow us on all of our social media at I'm Fat Pod. Oh, I just wrote on my finger. I'm fatpod@gmail.com. Check out our Patreon, Spotify. If you like an I'mFatMerch.com, has all of our new and our vintage designs. Are they old enough to be vintage?
I think so.
Don't know. Yeah. Go get some of them. If there was ever a time, if you want to feel warm, get the Fat Guy Summer shirt.
It is
fantastic. Yes. Yeah, get it in the tank too. That's just the way to do it. YouTube.com/I'mFatPodcast. Subscribe, like each video. If you don't want to watch us, I get it.
Yeah.
Not the best looking faces in the world.
Understandable.
So throw it on a tab, let it run in the background, mute it, whatever. That's fine. Do your thing. As long as we get those accumulated hours of listening, viewing, whatever, that really helps us out a lot.
Yes.
And then subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe, unsubscribe, and resubscribe to the regular podcast feed and leave the old 5-star rating and review. And the best thing you can do is check out our sponsors, Charlie the Bacon Guy, charliethebaconguy.com, Mazda of Orland Park, Fredo's Culinary Kitchen, and Nick and Ivy Brewing. So for Jay, I'm Rick, and this is the I'm Fat Podcast.
French toast, grilled cheese, and ham sandwich.